Exercise number 1, 2 minutes. It may look easy, but by the time you get to 2 minutes, you're really pretty tired. Try to get the towels all the way up to the top of your toes. It's really hard. And then start them over. I think it's hard, and on my foot that is chronic, it's actually less painful than on my foot that is now acute and brand new. It's very painful on my new problem foot. 2 minutes. Next exercise, pull a towel in like this. In some ways it works better if you use a larger towel, but you're supposed to do 2 minutes of just pulling the towel in. I usually use a bigger towel and then reset it. 2 minutes though of pulling the towel in. You grab, you do some amount of grabbing motion with your toes. It's okay if you are grabbing with your toes. This one's not as painful for me, but the point is, after 2 minutes, anything gets pretty tiring. Sometimes I just move the cloth, but you should be flexing your toes when you do it, and you'll feel it in your calves also. 2 minutes in like that. Okay, exercise number 3 is the opposite. You grab the items, and the idea is you pull them over. Works better when the towel's a little bit larger. I do both feet at a time, again usually with a little bit of a larger towel, but you're pushing. You grab in the center and then you push out. One thing that's important about both of these is that all of the motion should be coming from the ankle, and it's not the leg. You don't move the leg, and you're not twisting the leg at all. It's literally, so the knees staying fairly stable. You're just moving the toe and foot and ankle, and the knee is basically staying in the same position. So 2 minutes, grabbing it and moving it out. I start on the edge of the towel, grab it, move it outward. Bigger towel, a little bit easier to show the demonstration. So 2 minutes. You'll be feeling it. The next exercise is where you are doing the toe raises up like that. They said you should do, I don't know, I can't remember if this was 2 minutes or like the others or not. I need to check my notes. But they said you can do it from a sitting position. You can also do it in a prone position where you're just flexing. The idea is to get some flex through this top muscle here, I guess, and then you're also stretching through the calf and heel. I've been doing that 2 minutes. They said that when you do that, it is good to point your toes up toward yourself, so don't just raise with the toes in either a pointed or a relaxed position. You should stretch the toes backward toward the face, or upward, I guess, as the case may be. I find it helpful to also sort of force my heels down at the same time so that I actually feel a hamstring stretch, because I have such tight, or calf, it's calf and hamstring, I have tight calves and hamstrings. You may not feel that at all, but I try to see if I can feel the contraction here and the stretch back here for this to try to get the most bang for my buck. At the end of each one of these, if you have to do some relaxation stuff if your muscles are seizing up, or if you feel it in the plantar fascia, you can do self-massage through here, which I find extremely painful. This is very, very painful for me, especially if I pull my toes back at all. I have a lot of pain right in here and in this new foot up in here, but supposedly that's good, although that's sort of anecdotal research. The next exercise involves either you can do rolls like this, where you do like 1 minute this way and 1 minute this way. My other therapist wanted me to do the alphabet. A lot of people will write the cursive alphabet, and they want you to do that kind of thing. So it's basically just a mobility thing and a stretching. You need to get some component of that. The other exercise that my other therapist had me do, which I think you're talking about, is where you raise the big toes and you push the other toes down for a period of time, and then you do the reverse, where you try to push the big toe down and you raise the other toes. I still find this very hard. In my foot that has the chronic plantar fasciitis, this isn't particularly painful, but in the foot, that's my right foot, that is the new case, I find this quite painful. I think it hurts a lot in the foot where I had the new acute case over here. So I work on that. If you can get these toes to straighten up, great. I can't. I don't have the mobility with that, although at one point they did talk about working on that. Trying to separate your ability to work this toe along with this toe. For me, on my feet, especially on this foot, these two toes are very linked. And seeing if you can straighten the one out, oh, that hurts me a lot, but it's something that's probably just a weakness issue that may contribute to other foot problems. So trying to work this toe independently of this toe. Lastly, there are the runner stretch and the calf stretch that definitely everybody wants you to do. So for the runner stretch, I think you're pretty familiar with that. I don't know if I'm getting this or not, but you want your back leg basically straight, calf stretch where you get make sure your toes are pointing forward. I think you know all this. And then the calf stretch where you bend and you do this. Each one of these for each leg I was supposed to do for 2 minutes. So that's, I guess that's just 8 minutes right there with the one runner stretch like this and then the calf stretch like that. So as you can see, this whole regimen is pretty time consuming, but I think I covered it all. Hopefully that helps. Good luck. There was one other exercise they had me doing, which was they had me picking up marbles with my feet, and amazingly that was extremely painful for the foot with the new acute case of the plantar fasciitis. It wasn't hard for me to do, but it was painful. And they had me do that, picking up different size marbles and putting them into a bucket for 2 minutes also. I did that in therapy. They didn't give me that as a take-home exercise, but that the fact that it was painful showed me that it was definitely working something. So there you go.